Hello everyone! Welcome back to Tank Wars 3. I am your host Chromoid, and in this match we're going to be watching yet another primary bracket fight between NutterChap on the left and Mourark on the right. NutterChap is bringing an array of 10 tanks ranging from the M1 Missileer, whoops, there we go, M1 Missileer featuring I think an array of missile bays at the back, the M2 Bombardier featuring a single cram cannon at the top, and the M3 Fusilier featuring this large APS cannon. I think that's APS. It's APS. APS cannon in the middle. And over here we have the Rocket Toads by Mourark. They're literally the exact same vehicle as far as I understand it, with slightly different AI settings. So yeah, each of these carries a single large missile that's loaded up with cluster munitions that are lining this entire turret, and that should be very interesting for everyone to witness. So, with that out of the way, let's stop talking and let's start fighting. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Both of these are fairly heavy entries. Both teams almost capped out the 300,000 materials maximum. Oh, there goes the Missileers doing Missileer things as they scoot backwards. The mortars do advance. The rest of them scoot back towards the mountainside. We've seen NutterChap use this before. I don't see any shots coming out of the Rocket Toads. Maybe they have to get closer. I don't know. Are they going to seriously run forward and shotgun? Oh, no. They're not doing so hot. Where y'all going? Missiles hitting everywhere. Not a single rocket toad crippled, it would seem. They all look okay. They're not no, they don't look okay. They're having a bit of trouble. Oh wow, that is a storm of shots coming in. I think that's all missiles actually. Yeah, the Missileers living up to their names. I don't see any shots coming out of these. Oh, there they go. The rocket munitions or the cluster munitions are on their way. Look at that. I think these are thump missiles. Yeah, these are thump missiles, and I see a few bounces, but not too many. Okay, okay, wow, that Fusilier just ate it. The Missileers reply with their own volley. Seems they don't have a lot of range, but they do go skidding towards their opponents. I think they were shooting at the farthest tank, unfortunately. A couple of missiles clipped the sides of the rocket tanks. Oh no! One rocket tank got too far away and was DQ'd. That's not a good way to go. The maximum distance in this arena is 1,200. The actual square width of the arena is 2,000, so it's possible to get a little too far away. And the Rocket Toads are not doing a good job of fixing that issue. There's another streak of cluster munitions coming through. Rocket Toads not really taking as much damage as you'd think from their rather light design. Not a lot in the way of firepower coming out of the Bombardiers or the Fusilier either. Bombardiers really aren't doing anything except eating more thump missiles. The Missileers are really doing the business though. They're doing a pretty good job here. Yeah, I don't see any shots coming out of the Bombardiers. This one's looking like... Oh, I think maybe it needs to get closer, and it hasn't been able to. Oh, there we go. To the moon! We'll see if that comes back down anytime this year. Oh, yeah, they do. It do go down. Look at that. Very nearly hitting that rocket toad. Another streak of missiles coming out of the mountain climbing Missileers. Rocket toads sitting here with a bewildered expression while I guess they're waiting for their thump missiles to reload. Taking some hits, but not really dealing a lot of damage. Look at that. Those missiles are not packing the punch you would think. Oh, that is a lot of missiles. It's a good thing magnets aren't allowed, because that whole field would be coming right for the back of this toad. Another streak of explosions in the back as they time out and detonate. The rocket toads are closing in though. They're getting uncomfortably close, and they have already proven that they can take out the tanks. I didn't see it, but the Fusilier has been disqualified after receiving those volleys. So, provided they don't suffer any cataclysmic damage anytime soon, and most of their missiles don't do that right there, they can deal some damage. If they fire at long range, it seems like I know the missiles are a thump frag mixture, so I think at range, when their rocket engines run out, they don't have as much damage because, of course, they're not able to hit as hard. Thump missiles are based on velocity. So, yeah. Ooh, some heavy armor hiding under that turret. So, and you see the missiles when they. Oh, there goes a rocket toad. Okay, that's the second one disqualified. So the missiles, when they run out of power, their thrusters, they fall to the ground and scoot underneath the elevated position of the toads. Oh, a missileer goes up in smoke as it has been too far out and it's disqualified, but not before another rocket toad gets its base ripped open, and that's going to be another rocket toad down. We're at 2-3 for Team NutterChap. Not the most comfortable of leads, but it is a lead. And the rocket toads are at an overall HP percent that is lower, although this bombardier just ate an entire thump missile barrage. For those of you who aren't familiar with cluster munitions, it's a new feature on the missiles. Smaller missiles can basically be loaded into larger missiles to be fired out in groups. So I believe the way these work is there is a single large missile with several medium missiles hidden inside of it. And then inside of those is about 12 or 16 small missiles, all of them having thump heads because, they don't need guidance. And they fire at incredible high speeds. So basically, you get a streak of anything ranging from large to small missiles, all carrying thump heads, and I think one frag. And yeah, it gets nasty really quickly. Unfortunately, as Mourark has noted, they do tend to bounce, especially on the new armor in the version of the game we're using. So I think the HE long term that the NutterChap is using, look at it rain missiles. That is terrifying. Uh, yeah, I think the HE long term has better sustainability, but unfortunately, it's not landing consistently enough. And Mourark's entries are decently armored. The HE, the HA armor, heavy armor, is not going to take significant damage from a high explosive, not for a while. And you see the front missile bay doors on each of the toads is covered by a large gantry protection. So they are not vulnerable to the front unless they're firing, like this one. And if you see this, you probably don't want to be in its way, because if it's got that door open, it means business. And yeah, it's. I think it's going to go over and take care of that distant missileer. Okay, the toad's just kind of fumbling around the middle. Who's gonna do anything? These crams raining from above occasionally as the bombardiers fire and pray. What are you gonna do, Toad? Where are you going? Oh, there he goes. Now is it gonna hit a friendly? No, it's gonna streak right into that bombardier and rip off more of its armor. Ooh, the bombardier is not looking the best. This one, I believe, is down to 79.2%. Not despawn levels, but it has been pretty badly hurt. And the missileers, as usual, just kind of chilling back here. Reloading. There we go. Missile bay doors open. And there they go. Streaking away into the sunset. Unfortunately, they fire at the farthest tanks, which is causing their rocket motors to fail. Any thump damage, I don't know if they have thump warheads, but any thump damage they might have done is kind of negated, and then they just kind of hang out here and create a minefield for a few seconds. Missiles will explode once their internal timer runs out, like that, but until then they'll stay active even after their rocket motors have shut off. Oh, another streak of missiles. Some miss, most don't. These toads are clustered. That's really going to help the hit chance of the missiles. Oh, and a toad flips over, missing the better half of its base, although the turret didn't get popped off. And that's going to be a toad that is ineffective. It's at 57%, so, I mean, it was already pretty hurt. But, I mean, it does have a missile launcher, so, I mean, it could do something as it tries to right itself using the turret. I don't think it's going to be getting back up. No, therefore 53%. It still has the turret. It might get one more shot off before it is... Yes, it did! It get one more shot off before it despawns, and that goes straight into the front of this bombardier, this pesky tank that absolutely refuses to die. It's at 77%. We got some DQ points racking up for missileers, though. Unfortunately, you get 10 DQ points in this tournament, and you only get a half point every second you're out of range. But if you get that 10 points, you you immediately blow up, as we've seen several tanks do already. So these missileers kind of chilling out here on the mountainsides are running a pretty huge risk. And yeah, we're just going to hope that they realize that they are going a little far. Rest of the toads muddling about here. We're down to, I think, 5 toads. Yeah, 5 toads versus 8 NutterChap tanks. Oh, another cram coming down from the top. I'm pretty sure that plus the missiles. Well, obviously that plus the missiles is what's doing the damage to these toads. But I'm thinking the few toads I've caught that are basically cut in half are the receiving end of one of those shells. I don't know how well they're armored from the top, and they have a pretty long chassis, so it's entirely possible one of the crams came down and caught them. Oh boy, that's unfortunate. You hate to see it. They're top heavy, and when they start losing a significant amount of their stability on the bottom, they flip over. And that's pretty much going to be it. Oh man, I think that one's going to be despawning. Yep, that's 49.6%. That one's gone. There it goes. Down to 4 toads. They've made a decent showing, the toads. They've showed they can pack a punch. I mean, look at this tank. That's heavy armor and metal. That's been just shredded by the thump cluster munitions and frags. But I mean, not a high enough rate of fire, I think. And oh, and another toad goes up in smoke. I think the distance is what's killing these. And I understand the reason why there would be a distance limit on these. They obviously fire in a straight line with no guidance. Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage. It's fire in a straight line with no guidance. On this kind of terrain, you can see the hills kind of occlude some of the targets. So it's entirely possible that they're designed to close to knife fighting distance in order to... that's not dead. Okay. In order to deliver their payload at a range where the hills shouldn't be an issue. I'm not sure that's the case, but it might be the case, which is why they're sitting here just pointing their turrets. I don't know why this one wasn't moving, but you know, it'd be like that sometimes, I guess. Yeah, this toad's not much longer for this world. 56.4%. It has a missile loaded and ready, but obviously no detection with which to launch it. Down to 50.6%. That's going to be it. This toad does have detection, but apparently has decided better of actually trying to shoot its opponents and is running away. This one has launched its missiles, but unfortunately they hit a hill, and as you see, they ricochet off into the sunset, and that's exactly what they don't want to do. And those are valuable shots that the toads cannot afford to be wasting, because even though it's not the longest missile, ooh, Missileer goes up in flames as it's rendered too far from the nearest contestant. That last toad disappearing caused it to be out of range, and it did not close. Well, that's 3 down. I don't think it'll matter at this point. But anyway, yeah, large missiles take a long time to reload, even though these are relatively short. So it's, yeah, missing a shot with one of those, oh, is not going to be good. And just raining missiles from above. It's raining missiles. I don't think Mourark's entries are singing hallelujah, though. Oh dear. And there it goes. That toad is despawned, but it did draw fire for this last one. Will it reload? Will it be able to take out another entry? Maybe it'll get close enough to take out this Bombardier. I really doubt it. The Bombardier is at 75.8%, and it has a decent amount of armor at the front still. Basically, an AI snipe is what it's going to take to kill that thing with one shot. Not that the toad can't do it, but oh, look at those missiles running right past it. Oh, it's close. It needs to get up and find somebody. I think that's what it's trying to do. I'm not sure if it has the engine power. Uh-oh. Missiles careening down the hill into it. Okay, it decides better of that. It decides to go this way. Oh, is it going to shoot the Bombardier? Does it have the ability to shoot the Bombardier? If it's missing its detection, it might not. It keeps slowing down, rocking back and... Oh, no, there goes the detection. You saw that rangefinder gets ripped off the back. And we are out of time. And with only one tank remaining at 81.6%, that's going to be the loss for Mourark's team and the Rocket Toads. And NutterChap, you have won your first match. You're going to move on to the primary brackets. Mourark, you're going down to secondary. And that's going to be it for this match. Thank you guys for watching. I've been Chromoid, and I will see you guys in the next video.